Hi and welcome back, my name is Emily. In this video I will be creating two cards using products from Forte. I will use the Cut in the Waves stamp set as you can see on screen here, and it comes with these circles and also the fun detailed layer that you can use in different ways, and I will show you two ways that you can use this particular stamp set. And I will also be using the Slimline Spotlight Circle Trio, also from Forte, and I will use them both as a guide for how to space my circles on this card. I will also use it to mask off when I'm doing some ink blending later on in this video. So I'm just using some painter's tape. This is just something that I had in my stash. You can use washi tape or whatever you would like. And I will mask off the edges here. You can see the Slimline stencil didn't cover my entire panel, as well as I wanted this to really be connected, since we will both be stamping and inking over this. So these are new to me stamps, so they might have some residue from the production, so I'm just taking my hand and rubbing it against the surface just to remove any excess on this stamp set, so that the ink will transfer nicely on top of our stamp later on. Forte also has this mist that you can buy that is good for removing that shine or plastic or whatever residue, I should say, maybe from the production. All stamps has this when they are new, so if you don't get a perfect impression the first time you're using a stamp set, please try to use this mist. I can link it down below for you, or just use your hand or an eraser or something just to scratch that away. It will not damage your stamps if you do it carefully. So I'm using one of my favorite inks. This is also from Forte. It's the Eclipse Black Remarkable ink, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm also using this inking tool, also from Forte, and this was new to me when I created it, so I was reaching for it and trying it out for the first time, and I really like it, and you will see me use it in many upcoming videos. So when I was happy with the impression here, I will actually carefully, without ruining my image here, remove all the black that got cut on top of my stencil. And I'm doing this because I will use my most favorite ink blending brushes from Trinity Stamps, but I didn't want to ink blend and get the black ink that hadn't been drying on top of my panel there, so I carefully removed it, and now I also can take it out of my Misty. And one of the reasons why I used the Misty was so that I could stamp them all at once, but also so that I could double stamp them if needed. And you can see I needed that since I had some of the stamp going over the raised edges of my stencil there, so I hope that makes sense. So I picked out a couple of beautiful inks from Forte. You can see mine don't have the name on it because they are samples, since I am on their design team, but yours will have this beautiful label, and you can see one of them is in the neon like collection, so they will have the transparent lid and you can see the color underneath, and it also comes with the like name of the color printed on top of the lid. So they are really nicely packaged, I should say. So now I'm doing my second card, and I wanted to show you that you can use them for an A2 sized card as well. I'm using a couple of mini cubes here just because they were convenient when I used these like stamps that were close together. And I believe this was Lawn Fawn ink, and when I'm done with one of them, I'm removing it and working on my second one. Just going over all of this and pressing it down using that stamping tool that I showed you previously. Really like that one. And I let this dry a couple of hours. I went away, did some other stuff and came back to it. And now I will do my heat embossed layer. So this is the second layer for this. It's the detailed one. You can use them together, and I really like how this turned out. You can use them separately or together. They are beautiful in both ways. So of course I wanted some gold heat embossed for this card, and that is something I'm always reaching for when it comes to card making. I am obsessed with my gold embossing powder, so I am using that one. This one is from Brutus Monroe, and I use it quite liberally here. You can see I'm just pouring it over a coffee filter, and then I will filling it all back into the jar when I'm done heat setting this. So here you can see how my two panels turned out. For my slimline one, I used a die from Trinity Stamps that cut this beautiful scalloped edge. And when I had adhered everything down, I will also pop this panel up on top of a slimline card base. I believe this card base is 3.5 by 8.5. That is just my preferred size for a slimline panel. But since these bubbles were a little bit smaller, you could probably have fitted them on top of maybe even a mini slimline card. That is approximately 6.5 by 6 by 3. But you can use whatever card size you want. So that was that, and I also heat embossed on top of some black cardstock in white the sentiment, and the sentiment comes in the same cut in the waves stamp set that I have been using for this video. And I cut it into a small strip and used some foam adhesive just to raise it up. And that pretty much finished off our first card here. And for a second one, I thought it looked a little bit too simple, so I went in with another stamp set also from Forte. This one is called Art Marks, I believe, and I just use the same on 3 different spots on this panel just to fill in some of the white space. And I also used the Color Hive clear embossing powder from Forte, and I will heat set that and you will see how it all looks in the end. I cut it down to be slightly smaller just to leave a little bit of a white border, and I also used foam tape to pop it up. For my sentiment, I went with Sending You an Ocean of Thanks. I also heat embossed that in white on top of black cardstock. So that finished off our 2 cards for today. I hope you liked them. I have a coordinating blog post if you're interested in seeing that one. Until next time, have a great day. Bye!